Look at your life for a second. Not the life you show people, not the version you post online. The real one. The one you feel when the room is quiet, the one you think about when you're alone, the one that keeps whispering, "I was made for more than this." And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your life is not out of control because life is too hard. Your life feels out of control because too many things are making decisions for you. Your fear is deciding what you avoid. Your habits are deciding how you spend your time. Your emotions are deciding how you react. Your environment is deciding what you believe is normal. Your past is deciding how much you think you deserve. And then one day you wake up and realize you're breathing, but you're not really living. You're busy, but you're not really building. You're moving, but you're not really leading yourself. That ends today. Because the moment you stop living on autopilot, the moment you stop negotiating with your weakness, the moment you stop giving your power away to people, pain, excuses, and fear, that is the moment your life begins to change. Control is not something you find. Control is something you take back. And today, I'm going to give you 6 steps to take full control of your life. Not someday, not when it's easy, not when everything is perfect, but starting right now. Step 1. Take radical responsibility. The first step to controlling your life is simple, but it is not easy. You must take radical responsibility. That means no more saying, "This is happening to me." Start saying, "This is happening for me, and I'm going to use it." Most people want power, but they avoid responsibility. That's impossible. You cannot have power over your life while handing responsibility to everyone else. When you blame, you give away control. If it's your boss's fault, your boss has control. If it's your past's fault, your past has control. If it's your partner's fault, your partner has control. If it's the market's fault, the market has control. But the second you say, "I am responsible for my response, my decisions, my discipline, my future," everything changes. Responsibility does not mean everything was your fault. It means your future is still your responsibility. Maybe they hurt you. Maybe they betrayed you. Maybe you failed. Maybe you lost years. Maybe life was unfair. But listen carefully. Your pain may not be your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Your past may not be your fault, but your future is your responsibility. Your circumstances may not be your fault, but your next move is your responsibility. That's where freedom begins. The moment you stop waiting for someone to rescue you, you become dangerous. Because now you are no longer asking, "Who's going to help me?" You are asking, "What am I going to do about it?" That question changes everything. Step 2. Decide who you refuse to be. Most people are weak with their identity. They say, "I'm just lazy. I'm bad with money. I'm not confident. I always quit. I can't control my emotions. I'm not that kind of person." And every time they say those words, they are programming their future. Because your life will always move in the direction of who you believe you are. So if you want control of your life, you must get control of your identity. Ask yourself, who am I no longer willing to be? I am no longer willing to be the person who starts and stops. I am no longer willing to be the person who lets fear make decisions. I am no longer willing to be the person who wastes time and calls it relaxing. I am no longer willing to be the person who talks big and acts small. I am no longer willing to be the person who breaks promises to myself. That is where transformation begins. Not with a goal, not with motivation, not with a perfect plan. It begins with a decision. A real decision means you cut off every other option. When you decide, "I am becoming disciplined," then laziness is no longer your identity. When you decide, "I am becoming strong," then fear may visit, but it does not own you. When you decide, "I am becoming the leader of my life," then your emotions can speak, but they cannot drive. You don't become powerful by waiting to feel powerful. You become powerful by acting like the person you said you would become. Your identity is not what you say when life is easy. Your identity is what you prove when life tests you. Step 3. Master your state. You cannot control your life if you cannot control your emotional state, because your state controls your decisions. When you're angry, you make different choices. When you're afraid, you make different choices. When you're confident, you make different choices. When you're grateful, you make different choices. Same person, same life, same problems, different state, different future. That's why some people collapse under pressure while others rise under pressure. It's not because one person has no problems, it's because one person has trained themselves to control their state. So how do you change your state? Move your body. Change your breathing, change your focus, change your language. Don't sit there with your shoulders down, breathing shallow, staring at your phone, repeating, "My life is hard," and then wonder why you feel powerless. Stand up, breathe deeper, move with energy, speak with strength. Your body is not just carrying your mind. Your body is influencing your mind. And your focus is everything. Whatever you focus on, you feel. Focus on what you lost, you feel pain. Focus on what you fear, you feel anxiety. Focus on what you can control, you feel power. Focus on what you're grateful for, you feel strength. So ask yourself every morning, what can I control today? What am I grateful for today? What action will move me forward today? Those three questions can shift your entire life, because most people wake up and let the world program them. They check messages, they check problems, they check opinions, they check noise, and before the day even begins, their mind belongs to everyone else. No, take your mind back. Your morning should not be an accident. Your energy should not be an accident. Your focus should not be an accident. Control your state and you control the quality of your decisions. Control your decisions and you control the direction of your life. Step 4, create non-negotiable standards. Your life is not controlled by your wishes. Your life is controlled by your standards. Everybody wants more money. Everybody wants better health. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants confidence. Everybody wants success. But wanting is not enough. The question is, what are your standards? Because you don't get what you want. You get what you are willing to accept. If you accept procrastination, you will live with delay. If you accept disrespect, you will live with pain. If you accept laziness, you will live with regret. If you accept excuses, you will live below your potential. Your standards are the invisible walls of your life. They decide what gets in and what stays out. So create non-negotiables. I don't skip the work. I don't speak to myself with weakness. I don't waste my best hours on distractions. I don't stay around people who poison my growth. I don't break promises to myself. That is control. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become clear, and clarity creates power. Most people negotiate with their weakness every day. They say, just this once, I'll start tomorrow. I'm tired. I deserve a break. It doesn't matter. But it does matter. Every small decision is a vote for the person you are becoming. When you keep a promise to yourself, you build self-respect. When you break a promise to yourself, you weaken trust in yourself. And confidence is nothing more than self-trust. You don't need more motivation. You need more evidence that you can trust yourself. And that evidence is built one decision at a time. Step 5, control your environment. You can have strong goals, but if your environment is weak, you will struggle. Your environment is either pulling you toward your future or dragging you back into your past. Look at your room, look at your phone, look at your friends, look at your habits, look at the content you consume, look at the conversations you tolerate. Is your environment building you or breaking you? Because willpower is not enough. If your phone is full of distractions, your mind will be distracted. If your circle is full of excuses, your standards will drop. If your space is messy, your energy will feel messy. If your routine is weak, your life will feel unstable. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. So build an environment that makes success easier. Remove the temptations, limit the distractions, clean your space, protect your focus. Choose people who challenge you. Put reminders of your goals where you can see them. Stop making discipline harder than it needs to be. If you want to eat better, don't keep junk around you. If you want to focus, don't keep your phone next to you. If you want peace, don't keep entertaining drama. If you want growth, don't keep living in conversations that celebrate weakness. Your environment is programming you every day. So either you design it consciously or it will control you unconsciously. And listen, some people in your life are attached to the old version of you. They liked you better when you were unsure. They liked you better when you were available for everything. They liked you better when you were small. They liked you better when your growth did not challenge their comfort. That does not make them evil, but it does mean you must choose. Do you want to be accepted by people who benefit from your weakness? Or do you want to become the person you were born to be? Growth will cost you comfort, but regret costs more. Step 6, take massive action before you feel ready. The final step is action. Not perfect action, not comfortable action, not action when all fear disappears. Massive action, because clarity comes from movement. Most people wait to feel ready. They wait for confidence. They wait for motivation. They wait for the right time. They wait until they know everything. But the people who change their lives understand something powerful. You don't become ready first. You become ready by moving. Action creates confidence. Action creates momentum. Action creates feedback. Action creates strength. Sitting and thinking does not build a new life. Movement does. You can plan for 6 months and still be afraid. You can overthink for a year and still not be prepared. You can watch every video, read every book, ask every person, but until you act, nothing changes. So ask yourself, what is the one action I've been avoiding? Is it making the call, starting the business, ending the toxic relationship, apologizing, going to the gym, learning the skill, saving the money, waking up earlier, finally telling the truth? Whatever it is, that action is probably the doorway to your next level. Fear is not a stop sign. Fear is a signal that growth is near. When your old life starts losing control, it will create fear to pull you back. But you must move anyway, not because you are fearless, because your future matters more than your fear. You don't need to see the whole path. You need to take the next step with power, and then the next, and then the next. That is how life changes. Not in one magical moment, but in a series of decisions where you refuse to betray yourself anymore. So today, make a decision. No more waiting, no more shrinking, no more blaming, no more living on autopilot, no more giving your power to your past, your fear, your emotions, your distractions, or other people's opinions. This is your life, not your parents' life, not your friend's life, not society's life, not your fear's life, your life. And one day, you're going to look back. The question is, what will you see? Will you see a person who had potential but kept waiting? Or will you see a person who finally stood up and said, enough, I'm taking control? Because the future does not belong to the person with the easiest past. The future belongs to the person who decides, with everything inside them, I will take responsibility. I will choose my identity. I will master my state. I will raise my standards. I will design my environment. I will take action before I feel ready. That is how you take full control of your life. And once you do that, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You become the creator of your future. So don't wait for life to give you permission. Stand up, breathe deeper, make the decision, take the step, because the moment you take control of yourself, your whole life begins to change.